Ah.
ATeam Friday.
All right. Good morning, everybody. This is Jeremiah JMan, and JMan Speaks coming to you live and direct from our world headquarters here in the Rock. That's the RLC, and we don't stop bringing ATeam Fridays. That's Ask the Experts Anything Meaningful Fridays. Today we're talking about getting from no to yeses. Today we're talking about the fortune is in the follow-up. So if you're watching us on Instagram, you can hop over to the Facebook, facebook.com/JManSpeaks. Brings you over to the page. We will be in landscape mode, which means you can see the full effect of all of the screens that we will be sharing today. All right. Also, go down there to jmanbot.com. That's going to give you our AI chatbot for free because we're going to be giving you some tools from this. Every live stream, we give you additional tools to help you succeed. Those are easily available and accessible on our AI chatbot, and then some. Our AI chatbot is trained on real estate specifically, sales-related marketing. It knows everything about the NAR settlement, antitrust, objections. Just amazing. It's amazing. All right. So where do we begin? Where do we begin? Today we're talking about getting from no's to yeses. And I want you to realize that most of your yeses are going to come after 5 to 7 no's. 5 to 7, let's say 7. And I was talking to a colleague of mine, Sherry Lynn Diamond, she's in Las Olas, Florida, which is like Fort Lauderdale area. And she was talking about rather than counting your two-way conversations, which we know it takes roughly 160 two-way conversations to lead to one transaction. And she said, rather than count the conversations, count the no's. How many no's do you get before, right? Today I'm going to get 20 no's, 25 no's, because then it's like you're motivated. You realize it's check. The more no's you get, eventually there's going to be a yes. Now, when it comes to follow-up, it's a long-term strategy, and I understand. Look, I've been in real estate going on 20 years. It's instant gratification is how we think about it sometimes, right? We want the deal now. We want to close the transaction now. And you can't be transactional. It's a relationship business if you want to be in it for the long haul. And realize that not everybody is ready at that moment. And if you're a buy or die, if you're that agent, long term, you're not going to be successful, right? Or you're just going to have to keep cold calling and keep working the numbers, I suppose, in order to reach your goals. Today, I'd like to teach you, like, hey, first call, oh, you're not ready. You stay in touch, you add value, you build rapport, you continue the communication, and eventually, 5 to 7 times down the road, they're going to go, you know what? Come list my house, right? Or I'm ready to buy, depending on who you're talking to. And when I was working a lot of for sale by owners, when I first got started in the business, it would be a weekly phone call. We weren't emailing as much. Way back then, we weren't emailing that much as often as we are today. And it would be a phone call every week. And eventually, okay, I can remember one client specifically, 1606 Norton Street was the address. And I called, and I was always friendly, right? Instead of the high D, it was the high I. Like, hey, how's everything going? Oh, how was the open house? Oh, okay. Do you need like any kind of, you need a property condition disclosure? You need an agency, some of the forms that we need. And I was more helpful rather than hurtful and trying to put him down. And eventually he listed. Okay. This client is still my client today. This is the first year I was in the business. Is still my client today, and has led to 37 transactions. Okay, he himself is an investor that flips homes, but he also had investment properties, meaning like rental properties that he liquidated throughout the pandemic and that time. And then he had kids that also had properties to sell. It's like when you take care of, it may start with that one cold call that you stayed in touch with, but you have to think of long term for your business of building these relationships that last a lifetime. That's how you stay in the business. That's how you're not stressed out when you're like, the market's changing, the interest rates, None of that matters because you have a really great business with raving fans and clients that appreciate you. That's always going to sustain because people, uh, housing is a fundamental need of living, right? It's not a luxury. We all need a place to live, a place to call home. All right, so this is what we're going to do today. Again, if you're watching on Instagram, you can hop over to facebook.com/JMan Speaks because I'm going to be sharing my screen in just a moment. But I thought about where to begin, right? 80% of deals are closed after the fifth follow-up. Today, we're going to give you like timing, fundamentals, scripts to use, how to create campaigns. It's a lot. And then we're actually going to be continuing next week with our good friend and former Pierre, and he has these systems in place. So it's like we're going to give you ways to do it yourself, and then we're going to give you a system next week. If you tune in for 2 weeks in a row, where you can just not dump them in there, but put the prospect in the system, let's say, and it's going to be a targeted follow-up system for you, done for you, and then it's like, ding, fries are done. Ding, fries are done. They hand it to you and take care of business, take care of your client. All right, let's see. What are we going to do first? All right, we'll go to the scripts. But I think now, before we get there, when you have prospects, because we have prospects from all different places, right? You may meet somebody at an open house. You may be prospecting for sale by owners. You may be prospecting expired listings. You may have people within your sphere that have said, we're thinking about it, but keep in touch, right? Whether they're selling or buying. And then you may also, we recommend a tool to reevaluate, which works with your sphere, people that you know, and it will tell you people that are likely to sell based on predictive analytics, right? It looks at things like their search history on Google, their social media history. It looks at their purchasing, what they're doing with their purchasing. These are all data points that are monitored to give them like a score from 0 to 100. If once they get above 80, they're highly likely to sell. It doesn't mean they're guaranteed to sell. Just saying, based on the data, we're predicting that these people are gonna sell soon. And great opportunity for you to keep in touch and stay top of mind. You're not going to call them and go, "Hi, heard you want to sell," or my crystal ball told me you want to sell. Is that true? Oh no. Okay, bye. And then hang up and never talk to them again, and then say, "Oh, the system doesn't work." The system works if you follow, the campaigns and everything that you need to do. Now, I feel like it would be best to equip you with what to say in those different scenarios, right? Because it's not just what you say, it's how you say it. I'm going to get another window open over here. But give me your different scenarios. Who are people that you're following up with on a regular basis so that we can give you the right thing to say? Because I can do that for you in the chat bot. Comments. What happened to my comments situation? Hold on. Oh, there we go. Michael Carlo's in the building. All right, Michael. Good morning to you, sir. Sorry we missed you at the Chiefs game that time because you didn't make it. All right, so I'm gonna share my screen right now, and we're gonna start with the scripts. The scripts is here we go. Boop. Okay, and now it's weird to see a bigger me and a little me, but the little me is for for those that are on Instagram. It's so weird because on Instagram you can only see the middle third of my. Oh, I like that one, Billy. That's a good one. But let me get to that one in a while because I think that's most agents. So I'm going to bring this up on screen. Billy said, "What should you say if you haven't contacted your clients for a while?" Raise your hand if you're guilty of that. Sometimes it's not that we do that. We just get busy in the business and we're like, "Oh, I forgot. I haven't talked to you in a decade." Hopefully it's not that long, but a few years. So here's what I have as far as I'm going to move this over just a little bit. So move it over. Yeah, right where I want it. Okay, so I thought, here's the prompt, as you can see what I did. Yeah, this is it. This is it right here. All right, so my prompt went like this. Write me scripts for the following scenarios. Write what the agent should say and potential responses from the prospect and best ways to overcome them. Include any suggestions on tonality or vocal variety. Crafting the perfect follow-up message. Show them how to talk less about me and more about you. Instead of "Are you ready yet?" say "How can I help you?" to make sense of your options. For buyers who went silent, try a gentle nudge. For sellers comparing agents. For past clients who haven't referred you yet. Okay. So, hi there. Hope all is well. I know we've talked about a few options before. How can I help you make sense of them now? I'm here to guide you, not push you. Right? Because I think that is important to bring up, because many times they think, you're just a pushy salesperson trying to make a sale. No, I'm not. I've been successful. I've said that for clients more than once. I've been in the business over 20 years. We work by referral. We're never going to be transaction to transaction. I'm here to guide you through the process. Whether you buy now, you buy 5 years from now. Either way, I'm happy as long as you are. Right? So possible prospect responses. I'm still confused about the market. I get it. Let's break it down together. Okay, I'm still not ready. No rush. Finding the right fit takes time. It's never pushy. You never want to push. You never want to argue with them like, no, this is a great market. Let me help you to understand the market and what's going on. What are you looking to? Oh, I want to buy in the next. Okay, let's talk about that. Right. And just that warm, empathetic tone, not that not that salesperson tone, right? Warm and empathetic. For buyers who went silent. Hey, I remember we chatted about your dream home a while back. Any new thoughts lately? Even if it's just a whisper of an idea, I'd love to hear it. Okay. I've been busy. No worries. Life moves fast. Maybe I can send you a quick market update. You can skim between errands. I'm still looking, but not sure where. Let's focus on what matters most. Picture your daily routine. Do you want a quiet street or a bustling neighborhood? Your dreams guide the map. For sellers comparing agents. I know choosing the right partner can feel like picking a needle out. I like to add here, what matters to you most, right? I always like asking that question. Possible prospect responses and how to overcome them. I'm meeting with other agents. That's great. Comparing notes is smart. I'd love to show you how I approach pricing and marketing so you can feel confident in your final pick. And I like to ask, who's the agent? May I ask who are the other agents that you might be interviewing? So then I can kind of give you an apples to apples comparison when we meet. Because I'm going to find a way that I compare in a better way, right? Like I'm the only choice. Not sure what makes you different. For past clients who haven't referred you yet, again, don't overlook the people that you're working with now, because they're the happiest. These are the folks that you helped buy a home, sell a home right now. It's the height of their excitement. It's the height of their love for you. Okay. So, reach out to them during the transaction. Once you go pending, once they, that final walkthrough, once they close, once you're checking up on them, not sure who to refer. Totally fine. Just keep me in mind. I like Brian Buffini has that mayor campaign. Like, hey, let me ask you a question. If it wasn't a current client, if you knew somebody that was looking to make a move, or you yourself were looking to make a move, do you have an agent that you would refer them to? Oh, no, I don't actually. Okay, can I be that person? That's simple. If they go, yeah, I do. All right, well, can I be a backup plan? Right? Every good hero has a backup plan. If it doesn't work out, or sometimes just having a couple agents to choose from makes it all better for whoever you're referring. Oh, yeah, good idea. Right? And then I'm going to put in here, Billy just said, what about a client or SOI that you haven't talked to in a long time? In a long time. It's been a long time. Okay. Here you go, Billy. Agent says, it's been way too long since we last caught up. How have you been? I was thinking about you and wanted to check in. How's life treating you, lady? Lady. How's life treating you, lady? How's life treating you lately? I've been busy. Didn't think you'd remember me, right? I get it. Life runs wild sometimes. But thinking about the good work we did together and wonder if there's anything new on your end. I'm always here if you need me. Really not in the market at all right now. No worries at all. I'm just glad to reconnect. If down the road you have questions or you know somebody looking for help, remember, I like to say I'm your expert in real estate, but I'm here to work too. I'm not sure what's new in the market. I'd be happy to give you a scoop. Think of me as a friendly guide who can share updates, no strings attached. It's always good to know what's happening, even if you're just curious. Oh, man. Oh, one is giving me. Tell him I got 25 responses remaining. Oh, no. All right. We good on that? So those are your possible scripts. Script. Now, I think it's important as the prospects come in to classify them, right? If you're using a CRM system, we like Wise Agent is one of our favorites. You can go to crm.jmanseminars.com for your free trial. crm.jmanseminars.com for your free trial. You get a free month, I believe, if I refer you, and then there's some additional resources in there. But once the leads or prospects or people come in, you need to classify them. You need to classify them as a potential buyer, potential seller, open house. I would even like to, once you really get hyper local, classify them into a region or area, right? If you're working like a certain neighborhood or town specifically, like if you're in Long Island and you're in Sayville, New York, then I would put that person as this person's in Sayville or area nearby. Now, I'd like to be more specific. Put Sayville, because then when you're sending out a market report, I'd rather send a specific one saying, okay, these 50 people live in Sayville. They're going to get that report. These other people live in Levittown. They're going to get a different report, right? So then I know that because I've tagged them correctly. It's like, you could take all of your paperwork and put it in one filing cabinet with no folders and no labels. It's going to be hard to find, right? But when you have your database, categorized and hyper organized, then you make sure that the people get the information that they're looking for, rather than like the broad overview of here's the market for the entire Long Island area, or here's the market for all of Manhattan. Like I'd rather say, here's the Village, here's the Upper West Side, here's the Upper East Side, here's wherever they're looking. I want it to be very specific, right? So make sure you go through your database, you categorize them like that, you tag them. You can have multiple tags in almost every CRM on the planet. You multiple tags as far as the buyer, seller, prospect, SOI, areas that they're looking. I would also put where the lead came from. I would also put, and then you put their full name. Make sure when you're inputting it, it's first name, last name, not just one name, so that when you're using variables in your CRM, right? I'm going to say hello Tiffany rather than hello friend, right? We're personalizing it. And you could even put in there like neighborhood where they were looking. Last we talked, you were looking in neighborhood. That's a variable, right? That variable could be New York City, could be Upper West Side, could be. So now it's a more personalized message rather than you just spam mailed me and 100 other people. And I know you did it because it says, hello, friend. Okay. So personalize that. But that starts with inputting the data correctly into your CRM or your database. And then try to make sure you have 4 points of contact, right? You want to have, okay, of course, first name, last name. You want to have their address. You want to have their email address. And you want to have their phone number. Okay. Good morning to you. Okay. And again, if you're on Instagram, I'm over on Facebook too, facebook.com/JManSpeaks if you want to see once we share our screen again, full screen. Okay. All right. Now, I'm going to explain to you a little bit about what's a campaign, because you need to create campaigns in a couple different ways. And I'm going to tell you the difference between a campaign and a flow. Okay. A campaign means you add somebody to a campaign and it's an automated drip, meaning it's an automated communication strategy, best way to put it, right? Where they receive a message. It could be an email or it could be a form of contact from you at a certain point. So let's say I have a potential seller campaign. The first day they get email 1. 7 days later, 2. 14 days, 3. 21 days, 4. 28 days, 5, right? 35 days, 6. Yeah, that's right. And then the 42-day, 8. So every 7 days, they're getting communication. That's automated. Once you put them in that campaign, the system will automatically send that out. Okay. Now, if you were doing a multi-touch campaign, which means different communication ways, you might send an email week 1. You might send a postcard week 2. You might send a personal note week 3. You might send a text message week 4. You might do a phone call week 5, right? So it's a different way, but they're both campaigns. Now, a flow is different, and not all of your CRMs. Your very basic CRMs are not going to have access to flows. Okay, ReChat doesn't have access to flows. Your constant contacts, some of your very basic ones that are just meant to send out emails, do not have access to flows. Now, the difference between a flow and a campaign is that a flow, it's like an if this then that, right? I send out my first email. If it's opened, then wait 7 days and send out the second email. That's one condition. Second one, send out my first email. If it's not opened, then wait 4 days and send out the same email again. See the difference? It's not just the campaign. It's if this, then that. If they open it, then do this. If they click this link, then do this, right? So it's a more targeted approach, and it's better. I think you'll get more touches if you get somebody who's not opening the email, which is, you need that because they're not opening the email. If they are, then you can continue on, and they get warmer and warmer throughout the campaign. All right, so we have a question from Tiffany. It says, what's the content? I'm going to get to that right now. Actually, we're going to help you decide what that content is. And then Michael says, are there any CRMs that automatically sends an email? Bring this up. Hold on. Are there any CRMs that automatically send an email until the recipient opens it? Michael, that would be a flow. Yeah, that would be a flow. You can design it like that. But let me show you what I mean. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen again. Bring it back, y'all. Bring it back, y'all. Here we go. Whoa, there it is. I'm so funny. Okay, let me go back over here. And I will say the flows, I know that if you have KV Core is a free one that's offered to many agents. If you pay for that, but also Wise Agent has flows, if this and that, it gets a little bit complicated. And I would recommend, like, if you don't know what you're doing, pay somebody to do it. Go to Upwork and say, I need somebody to design an email flow strategy. It might cost you $5.50 to $12 an hour, and then you hire them for this one project. And if it takes them 10 hours maybe to design the whole thing and make it nice, then what is that, 75 to 150 bucks, and it's done. It's done, right? I got somebody working on a flow for me because I can do it, but the time that it would take me to do it, it's like a little bit tedious and it hurts my brain. So I'd rather pay somebody to design a flow for likely sellers that I'm doing through Reevaluate. Okay, but here's an example. Create an 8-touch campaign for a for sale by owner prospect. Okay, and this one is 8 touches, right? Let me see what the other one is. Yeah, the other one's email. Okay, so this one is 8 touches for the FSBO. 1, introductory phone call, right? Start with a friendly, low-pressure call, ask questions about their home, compliment their effort, offer free market snapshot, keep it helpful, not pushy. I have a for sale by owner survival kit. You could create one in GPT, because you're like, why would you help a FSBO? FSBOs buy real estate, just so you know. They're selling their property and they're going to buy something, right? But more often than not, when you're helpful, you're the shoulder that they cry on, and then eventually when they want to list, they're going to list with you. Okay, so it starts introductory phone call, personalized email, handwritten note, value packed guide. Look at that, I said that already. Quick text check-in, send a friendly text. 6, market update email. 2nd phone call. 8, final offer of help. Okay, help me to build out the content for each touch. And now it's going to go, okay, I help you. Hold on. Let me go back over here. And now it builds it all out, right? Tiffany, you're wondering kind of like, what's the content? Just tell it to give you the content. It doesn't have to be super crazy, because sometimes we get too into the details and we're like, oh, but I want to make it better. Oh, but I want to make it better. I want to make it better. I got to do this. I don't know what to say. Guess what? Setting something is better than what you're doing if you're doing nothing right now, right? Like if your follow-up strategy is like just a phone call, then this little short email that is here is great, short to the point. We don't have attention spans these days. Yeah, it is Studio Pro, Sherry. Studio Pro is ReChat. So here's your script. Saw your home is for sale by owner. How's it going so far? I'm impressed you're taking it on yourself. It's a lot of work. I'd love to help. If you know any buyers in your neighborhood, if you even want to know what buyers in your neighborhood are looking for, no rush, no pressure. Just wanted to say hello and offer a quick neighborhood price snapshot if you're interested. How do afternoons usually work for a quick chat? Well, if you're on the phone, you don't need to. I would love to pop by is what I would say. Start with a compliment. Offer something small yet valuable. Market snapshot. Keep it friendly and curious, not pushy. Okay, next one, personalized email. I know you're selling your home yourself is a big job. To help, I've taken a quick look at recent sales and active listings. Nothing else. Do you see like, list with me, list with me, list with me, I need you? No, none of that. You don't have to have commission breath. Okay, handwritten note, message on a small card. Hi, admire if you take the physical route. It's not easy. If you ever get second opinion on pressing it, I'm here, happy to help. No strings attached. Value packed guide. I would probably email and snail mail this both ways, because most people are not likely to print things. So having that, sending it to them is that extra effort. And it has the whole section here of what the guide should include. And you can make this here in GPT pretty easily. Make the content for the guide and then head over to canva.com and just do seller's guide. There's a template there for sure. And then just put in the words. Okay. Touch 5, quick text check-in. How's the sale going? Market update email. Touch 6, 7-second phone call. Not 7-second. Touch 7, second phone call. Okay, and it gives you a script for that, and then final offer of help. I might even add a door knock. Let me ask you this. Would you add a door knock to this scenario? Okay, so now it rewrote it and added the door knock in touch 4, right? So you've warmed them up a bit because they've gotten a phone call, email, snail mail, things from you. So it's a little bit warmer of a knock. Oh, yeah. Oh, so you're the JMan that keeps calling me, right? It's yeah, that's me. And so here's your advice at the end from GPT. The door knock adds personal touch that helps build trust. See, you all think like, oh, I'm knocking on the door, I'm bothering you. No, me knocking on the door is doing you a favor because I'm here to help. And if, you don't necessarily have to even, you could do it when they're going to have an open house if they're publicly advertising them. Okay, so that's 8 touches. The next one, make sure I get the right one. Yeah. The next one is an 8 email flow. Okay, and actually I'm going to do this over here too. 40 new chat. create. Give me who you want to create the campaign for. Who would you like to create the campaign for? Okay. Create an 8 email campaign for my SOI. I think that's a good one. I'm going to say for the first quarter, email campaign for my SOI from today, from next week. 12, what is next week? 14, 15, 16, 12, 16, 24 until 4, 1, 24. So that's like first quarter, right? From now until the first quarter for your sphere. Giving new feedback. Which version do I prefer? You tell me, which version do you prefer? Studio Pro is ReChat, Michael, by the way. Same, one and the same. Okay, so campaign plan. Let's look at this. Gotta move it over just a little bit so I can see it on my other screen. Stay top of mind with your SOI. Response 2. I'm going to go with response 1. What do you all say, response 1 or response 2? All right, let's just go 1. I spent too much time deciding this right now. Response 1. Okay, so it gave me everything, right? So now we have campaign themes, so you know kind of like what's happening in the different time frames. So from now until January 5th, you have holiday cheer and gratitude. From January 6th to February 29th, market insights and prep for 2025. Then spring market warm-up is March 1st through April 1st. I love it. I love it. Okay. Then we have, here we go. I'm going to say, I love it. Let's create the content for each email. Here, now that I'm building this out with you live, this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be creating all these emails after this. Okay, so now it gives you a subject line, it gives you the header, gives you the body. It gives you an image idea, and it gives you a call to action. Okay, but I'm going to go like this. Then I'm going to say, what are the best light displays in Rochester, New York? For email 1. Okay, here we go. Rock lights at Victor Hills. Oh, that's nice. I'm going to have to check that out. I didn't even know about that. Raggy Christmas light show located in pharmacy in this neighborhood features over 100,000 lights synchronized to music across multiple homes. Dude, I'm setting this all out. This is so good. Illuminations light show. I see what you did there. Keeping it ill. I see. Situated on Burt Road in Hilton. This displays 1 hour light show synchronized to music. Colony Lane Circle of Lights. Henrietta. Liberty pole lighting. Yeah, we have a pole that we light up. Like the lights go up to the top of the pole instead of a tree, because we had a big tree and then I think it burned down one year. Genesee Keg Tree. We have Genesee Brewery. That's a good one, actually. Been there. Lamberton Conservatory Holiday Show. Oh, this is so good. All right. Before I get wrapped up in that, do we have any other questions on what we've discussed so far? So we've talked about building out a campaign. Number one. Building out two types of campaigns. An email campaign, which is all emails, which means they receive it over a certain period of time. And then also how to build out a multi-touch campaign, which means you're communicating in multiple ways, whether it's email, text message, postcard, personal note, door knock, phone call. Those are all multiple touches, but it's a campaign that you're prescribing yourself to, right? And you can set up all those reminders in your calendar so you know what's going out and when, so that if somebody calls you, go, oh my gosh, I just got your email about the holiday tour. You're like, oh yeah, right? You should know already. All right, let me come back over here now. Here's the flow, the last one that I want to talk about, and then any other additional questions, and then we can be done. Create an email flow for a seller prospect. The seller was classified as likely to sell using predictive analytics from Revaluate. We have their number, home address, and email address, so any additional suggestions for communication will be considered. Do I want to do an email flow? Yeah. Flow meaning if they don't open, do this, and if they do open the email, do that. Okay, here we go. Okay, look. Whoops. Okay. Email 1, who gets it? Everyone. Message. Hey, name. I know this homes in your area are selling fast. You might be considering what your place be worth. Curious how to get your free home value. If not now, this is handy for later. Your home should be the next hot property. If open but no reply within 3 days, move on to email 2. If not open within 3 days, resend email 1 with a different subject line. Are you with me on why this works? Because subject lines are just like thumbnails for YouTube videos. We click on things based on the subject line and the pre-header, which is like the preview that people might see in their email, depending on what they're using. Right? So with a different subject line, ready when you are, let's unlock your home's value. Or consider a quick text follow-up. Now, there are automated text follow-up systems. Twilio is the one that comes to mind right off the bat. Twilio. Twilio. You can send text messages for like 3 cents or so, and you can get a local number that it'll send it from. Email 2. Who gets it? Those who open email 1 but didn't reply. Hey, so you took a peek at my last email, ready to see what your home might fetch. I'm here to help you get top dollar. You see how like it's warmer because, hey, I'm watching you. I know you opened it, right? Now let's just power your home's value. If not open but no reply within 3 days, move to email 3. If open but no reply. If not open within 3 days, send a brief text. Email 3, those who open email 2. Ready to take a small schedule, 10-minute chat. That's what you could do that with Calendly easily for free. Okay, and the chat could happen via Zoom or via phone. You could actually have 2 different ways to schedule things on Calendly. Well, more than one different way. It could be Zoom, it could be a phone call, it could be in-person meeting. You set what it is, and they can schedule it. You just have to put it out there. Email 4, day 10. Open previous emails but not responding. If not opened, send a short postcard to the home address with a friendly note. Your home could be worth more than you think. Let's explore. This is so good. I hope you're all paying attention. If not, rewind it and watch it again. Okay? Share or tag somebody that you know needs help with this, which is everybody you know that's in real estate that you care about. Email 6, day 18. email 7. Okay, additional suggestions. And then you can build it out from there. There's voicemail drops after email 5. Leave a brief voicemail. Wanted to follow up on that free home value estimate? Call me anytime. Voicemail drop, you could use a system like Slide Dial. Slide Dial allows you to leave somebody a voicemail. It works with 90% of the systems out there. Okay. What else we got? Bringing it back here. Again, just as a reminder, I can help you with all of these things in the bot. In the bot, my friends, jmanbot.com will help you. I built it out with all of these resources. But if you have additional questions, always reach out to me on Instagram or Facebook. Instagram's probably the best way. Instagram direct message. I'm texting with Pablo now. Reach out. He said they do not offer automatic follow-up emails. Yeah, Michael, they don't offer. They have campaigns. They do not offer flows. They do not have flows. That's for sure. Okay. But reach out to me if you have any other questions. This is Jeremiah JMan Monero with JMan Speaks. And also, where is it? See that? Scan that QR code on the lower left-hand corner. I'm going to move it over in front of my face. Scan that QR code there. And by scanning that QR code, that's going to go to my link tree. On my link tree, there's going to be a free opportunity to have your database. It's through reevaluate. You upload your database. They're going to give you a grade on it, and they're going to make suggestions on how you can improve it. Okay? Highly recommend that. All right. Jeremiah JMan Monero, JMan Speaks. Make it a great day.